Is there a way to improve your focus during a workout that can actually lead to better results and having more fun along the way? I think so. In my last video, I discussed setting process goals versus setting outcome-based goals. Today, I want to expand upon this concept through the lens of a specific training session. One of the great things about powerful concepts is that they can often be applied at many different levels, in many subjects, and across many different domains. Greetings and salutations, friends. My name's John, and I want you to train smarter, move more, and improve your life. So in that video, I talked about setting process goals to improve your focus over the time period of, say, several months of a training cycle. The link is up here if you're interested. Today, I wanted to explore applying the same concept to focus our attention within a single training session. So if you imagine a process intended to guide you towards a dream, if you keep zooming all the way in on the process, eventually you'll just find a list of actions. Individual actions are the smallest unit into which you can break down a process. And thus, they're what the whole process is actually made of. It's just a series of causes. And so actions are what in fact leads you towards the goal. But just focusing on the goal won't actually bring you any closer to it, so when executing a process, it can be helpful to sometimes focus on the immediate action at hand. So here's some examples in working out. You can put a focus on muscle contraction during your training. So when I'm doing pull-ups, I'm not focusing on an external goal like touching my chin to the wall during my pull-ups. I'm focusing on pulling my elbows down and back as hard as I can with my lats. And as a result of that action, my chin will touch the wall. I flex my lats and my chin touches the wall. When it no longer does, despite my utmost effort, I've hit failure and I can end the set. Or I can keep struggling through partial reps as I'm doing in this clip. I would note that if you're doing more complex tasks which are not at your absolute physical limit, like dancing, playing a sport, etc., it can be helpful to let your mind be open and enter a flow state, and not be completely focused on the minutia, for instance, of a muscle contraction. But I do find for resistance training, I want to almost experience the lift from within my muscles. You can apply an action focus to your programming as well. You can look at your training journal and see that you did 3 sets of 6 reps in the last workout. So this time, you want to hit 7 reps in each set because that would be progress. So an outcome focus would be going into the set thinking, right, it's got to be 7 reps or nothing at all. But the problem with this is twofold. First of all, you're focusing on the future. Reps 1 through 6 have to happen first before you get to rep 7, so there's not much value in concentrating on rep 7 when it's just not even here yet. It's a distraction, which can also add a bit of pressure or nervousness, which is likely to just sap your strength. Secondly, it encourages shortcuts or cheating. So if you're more concerned with the number, you're more likely to cut the range of motion short or to cheat with extra momentum. But what's the point of progressive overload in the first place? It's to actually place more real physical demands on your body. That doesn't mean virtual progression, where you consistently lower the goalpost so that your training log looks progressive. In contrast, a process-oriented approach would look more like this. You'd say, I'm going to give this set my absolute all. I'm going to be present in my muscles, letting them do what they do, and I'm going to try my hardest, rep after rep, until I can't anymore. Then the outcome will be whatever it is. If I actually gain strength from my last workout, then I'll see the number go up. But I need to remember that the way to see the number go up in the long run is to actually just put in the max effort. It's not the writing it down and the recording it that enacts the change. So this approach kind of flips progressive overload on its head. Instead of having the goal of improving your number of reps or weight lifted as your focus, for instance, I need to get 5 reps. I need to hit 8 reps this set. That's more of an outcome. Your body doesn't really know 5 reps from 8 reps. The focus is divorced from the actual physiology, what's physically happening in the moment. So it's an abstraction and a measurement. The progress is something that happens as a result, as the inevitable outcome of your work, of just giving each set your all. So that would look more like, okay, what did I do last time? If I hit the top end of my desired rep range, I add weight. If not, I don't. And that's the only decision. After that, it's just mustering the energy to not put down the weights until I cannot give anything more. And when I did that, I'm not really focusing on the outcome of 4 reps versus 5 reps, but the process of feeling each rep and pushing to the absolute limit. The outcome was better each time. I always added weight or reps, and then many times added both in the same set. Finally, you can apply a process orientation over a full training cycle or mesocycle. These would be some examples of outcome-oriented actions. Weighing yourself daily, stressing over the weight, getting worried about a lack of progress, switching exercises to try something new, or retesting your max performance more frequently than planned. Here are some examples of process-oriented actions. Enjoying, being present, and learning from each workout. Weighing yourself and keeping a training log to investigate later, but not to obsess over every single day in the moment. Trusting in the process, knowing that large-scale changes and adaptations take time, and that progress is sometimes too small to notice on a daily timescale. Just showing up and giving it your all is all that you can actually do sometimes. It just takes time, and there's no rush nor anything you could do to rush it. Thank you and have a great day.